Hello aspirants, today we are going to discuss about UPSC CSE 2026 Prelims economy related question and answer analysis. Myself Mohan Benerji Garu, faculty for economy with 14 years of teaching experience. Let us start the session with first question. The first question is related to the e-commerce model. In this question they have given one statement and four options are been given. The statement indicates a e-commerce revenue model where sellers control pricing but holds no stock and instead forward customer orders and shipment details to third-party suppliers who ships directly to the customers is called as. So here they have given option A as a drop shipping model, option B affiliate revenue model, option C transaction fee revenue model, option D agency revenue model. So these are different types of models. So which are been operational in recent past with respect to delivery of goods and at the same time other particular related information. So the answer over here is considered to be called as drop shipping model. So here if you see what is considered to be called as a drop shipping model means there are certain e-commerce companies are there. So they will be operating on a web platform, collect the information related to the customers and their different types of market products, and those orders which were been placed in online platform that will be forwarded to the some of the sellers, okay, or some of the companies who are actually producing certain goods. So those people will try to supply or ship the final goods to the consumer. So this type of process of the collecting the information from the customer, passing it on to the different suppliers, and that supplier will deliver the goods to the customers. So this process is considered to be called as a drop shipping model. So this is a new type of model which is been operational in different ways. So it is with Amazon or Flipkart or any particular online platform operating in current context. So that is considered to be first question. The second question is related to the RBI Financial Inclusion Index. So financial inclusion is like many section of the people are not getting enough financial services, and RBI is taking certain steps to provide the necessary support to them and framing certain rules and regulations so that banks can provide necessary financial services to the public or neglected sections. So to analyze that particular financial inclusion in the country, it has come up with one of the index which is called as Financial Inclusion Index. So here the question what they are asking is which correctly represents the three sub-indices of RBI's Financial Inclusion Index. So that means in this particular index, what are the three parameters they have been considered so that the index can calculate the performance of each and every particular institution which are been operating with respect to the various financial services in India. For example, first one, option A, credit access, insurance debt and pension coverage. These are the three particular parameters given as option A. Option B, banking access, GDP contribution, financial literacy. Option C, access, usage and quality. Option D, access, affordability and transparency. So among these four options, the answer is the C, which is considered to be called as access, usage and quality. So this is the answer. So then according to RBI Financial Inclusion Index, so what is considered to be called as access? What is usage and what is quality? Access means providing affordable financial services. So it can be providing the any type of credit facilities to the weaker sections who are not getting the financial services. So then that is considered to be called as accessibility. So in that index, the weightage is given as 35%. Next one is usage. Usage means the extent and frequency of usage of financial products. So that means there are different types of financial products, in the sense the loans which are given to the people or any type of other services like motor loans or vehicle loans or any other particular the financial services provided by the banks to that of the people or the customers. Those services we can call it as a financial products. So here extent and frequency of usage of financial products is considered to be another parameter So that has been given 45% weightage. Next, quality is like efficiency and quality of financial services. So that means how effectively they are been providing services to all the section of the people are also been calculated with this particular parameter. So the weightage is given as 20. So based on this particular index, so the performance of various banks, other financial institutions which are operating in India can be analyzed and the necessary suggestions can be given by RBI so that we can provide better financial services to the customers. So that is the idea of RBI. So these are the three particular dimensions and the answer for this question is C. Next question is about ONDC. ONDC means Open Network for Digital Commerce. So here what the question is about is which best describes the key objectives of India's Open Network for Digital Commerce. So option A, it says that to allow government control over all digital commerce, that is first statement. Option B, replace private e-commerce players, that is second option. Option C, to break the dominance of large e-commerce platforms by enabling interoperability across networks. Option D, to mandate UPI based payments for online transactions. So here among all these particular options, which one is considered to be called as objective of ONDC? So the answer over here is option C. So what is considered to be called as ONDC? Open Network for Digital Commerce. So this is an online platform where buyers and sellers can come and participate in selling of their goods or buying of the goods. So different types of vendors can participate in that particular online platform and they can use at a free of cost. It is supported by the government. So here if you see the key objectives of ONDC indicates it creates an interoperable open network. So that means there are different types of multiple platforms are there. So all those multiple platforms can participate in this ONDC. So you have your own product, your own platform. In spite of that, you can participate in this ONDC. That is considered to be one of the unique thing which was created by the government, that is considered to be called as digital infrastructure, because it is one type of web platform which can be helpful for the suppliers and as well as buyers. So and it enables buyers and sellers across different platforms to transact seamlessly. So it will try to connect the buyers and sellers and there won't be any problems. So here it promotes the choice, competition and convenience for users. So those are considered to be advantage of using this ONDC. And it reduces the concentration of market power, because in current context, Amazon and Flipkart are the companies which are dominating in that customer goods particular platforms, so selling platforms. So that can be addressed by this ONDC. So that means like few dominant e-commerce companies which are in current context having major share with respect to e-commerce, concentration of them can be reduced. That is also considered to be one of the objective of ONDC. So that is the reason answer option C is considered to be the correct one. ONDC does not be considered as national e-commerce platform, because ONDC does not mean government take control of the e-commerce. Government will support to the suppliers and as well as buyers. It doesn't control them. So that's why it is offering only, government is offering only online platform. So that is the reason ONDC doesn't mean the government controlling of e-commerce. So that is not correct. And replacing private companies. So government doesn't replace any of the private players. It will try to create the competition among them. So it doesn't replace the private companies. Next, mandate UPI payments. It is not required for ONDC to replace our mandatory usage of UPI. It is not the case. So here it supports multiple payment options. It is not supporting only UPI payments. So that's why here the answer can be considered to be called as option C. Next question we will try to discuss. So with respect to the payments, that is like UPI and CBDC, central bank digital currency. So they have given UPI and CBDC. Which of the following is not correct statement? So they are asking which of the following is not the correct statement. Option A, they are saying that UPI is a real type payment system, but digital rupee is akin to sovereign paper currency. So here this particular statement says that UPI is been helpful for any type of real-time payment system. And at the same time, digital rupee is a sovereign currency issued by the government. So that is the first statement. Option B says that UPI settlement happens instantly via debit and credit, and for digital rupee, the wallet balance is simply transferred between two wallets. So that means here what they are saying, so for with respect to UPI, if you send any particular money, it can be debited or credited instantly. But in case of digital rupee, you need certain wallets. In that wallets, you can transfer the money. There is no settlements with respect to debit and credit. So that is option B. Option C says that UPI transactions are recorded in a bank statement, while digital rupee wallet to wallet transfers are not recorded as bank transactions. So this is another statement. Option D says that in both the cases, so remember this liability lies with users, while respective banks, users and their respective banks. So here we will try to discuss about the option D. So because here the answer is option D, they are asking about incorrect statement. So in first statement, option A, UPI is considered to be facilitating the interbank transfers. So that is considered to be the reason why it has been correct. And second statement says that CBDC is a sovereign currency issued by RBI. So that's why the statement is correct. And CBDC has digital rupee transactions, wallet to wallet transaction takes place. So not by the any other ways. So wallet to wallet transactions is been followed in CBDC. So that's why that's the third statement is correct. And if you come to the fourth statement, if you see, so fourth statement, option D is incorrect. So why this option D is incorrect? Because digital rupee is a direct liability for RBI. So any particular currency which was issued, it may be digital currency or the physical currency issued by RBI is considered to be called as a liability for the RBI. And it is a sovereign currency which was been issued by RBI. And at the same time, so here in fourth option, what they have given as, in both the cases, liability lies with the users and their respective banks. So liability not lies with the users and respective banks. Liability lies with the RBI, not by the users and banks. So that's why this fourth statement is wrong. So answer is D. Next one, question is related to the tokenization. So which of the following statement about real world asset tokenization are correct? So here they have given three statements. The first statement indicates that tokenization turns real world assets into digital tokens using blockchain. That is first statement. Second statement offers a 24/7 access promoting financial inclusion. That is second statement. Third statement says that it allows individuals in India's access to high growth investment opportunities. So these are the three statements they have given. So here you need to understand what is considered to be called as tokenization. In the statement itself, they are saying tokenization is considered to be real world assets, converting the real world assets into digital tokens. What is this real world assets? With the help of blockchain, they are converting into tokens. So real world assets means it can be of real estate or bonds, commodities, or any type of artworks. So all these are considered to be called as assets. You have certain ownership. You can convert that assets into the any type of coins, digital tokens, so digital currency with the help of a technology called as blockchain technology. So that is the reason the first statement is correct. Okay, and second statement is correct because blockchain based trading platform will provide you access 24/7, and at the same time, so ownership is been given, so wider participation of people in this particular blockchain technology. So that's why the second statement is correct. And third statement says that tokenization will enable retail investor to participate in the different types of assets, so premium assets, high growth investment opportunities. It will give opportunities for the people to invest and diversify their particular investments. So that's why here if you see all the particular statements are correct, answer is A. So answer is A. Okay. The next question we will try to discuss. So it is related to the bonds. Okay. So here the first statement says that a bond whose proceeds are used only to refinance a combination of both environmental and social projects is called as. Here they are saying, so they have given environmental and as well as social projects. So combinedly, if at all any type of bond is being issued for both, So those are considered to be called as option A, green bond, option B, social bond, option D, sustainability bond, option D, sovereignty bond. So we will try to analyze what are the different types of bonds first of all, and then we will try to answer. So what is the question is about. So green bond means any type of bond which is related to the environment's projects only. Okay, and social bonds means for supporting any kind of social projects. So these type of social bonds can be issued. Sustainability bonds means it will finance the environment and social related projects combinedly. So then that type of bonds which are issued is considered to be called as sustainability bonds. Sovereign bonds are issued by the government without specific thematic restrictions. So that means whenever there is a sovereignty so comes into the picture, you need to understand it is issued by the government. So here in the question they did not say anything about the government. So they have mentioned only environmental benefits, social benefits. If at all any particular project is being constructed, so then to finance that particular project, so what type of bonds has to be issued? The type of bonds which need to be issued is sustainability bonds. The answer here is C. Next one, the question is related to the MSME finances. So the question is about M1 exchange roles in MSME financing. Which of the following statements are correct? Option A says that M1 exchange provides collateral based loans to MSMEs. That is first statement. Second statement says that M1 exchange facilitates the discounting of invoice and bill of exchange for MSMEs. Third one, M1 exchange functions as credit rating agencies for MSME. So which of the following statements are correct? So here, you know, MSMEs are very important for the development of the country. So they support exports, they support for the demands. They are producing ample number of goods are being produced, and significant foreign investment is coming into MSME. And to support these MSMEs, government has come up with M1 exchange. It is considered to be called as one of the TREDS platform which is created by the government to support MSMEs. So what is TREDS means? You can see here, trade receivable discount system. It is an RBI recognized online platform. So through this TREDS, MSMEs are being facilitating financing of trade receivables of MSMEs through this multiple financiers in transparent and efficient manner. So that means what is happening in this particular TREDS means MSMEs can upload any type of invoice into this TREDS, and this TREDS platform will give an opportunity to do certain trade that particular type of invoices and accordingly raise the money for the development of MSMEs. So here financiers fund that invoice. So that means MSMEs can raise the money through TREDS platform. So here M1 exchange is one type of TREDS platform which will try to support the MSMEs to raise the money with the help of invoices they have generated. How the invoice is generated means, for example, if any of the MSMEs are been giving or supplying raw material to public sector companies, they will give certain receipts. Through that receipts, they can generate the invoice, and accordingly, so this M1 exchange will be helpful to raise the money for the MSMEs or to raise the corresponding the financial assistance for the MSMEs through this M1 exchange. So here, if you see the first statement, M1 exchange does not provide traditional collateral based loans. Okay, it is not lending institution. Okay, the statement 1 is incorrect. So because M1 exchange does not provide any collateral based loans, so that means here in the statement what they are saying is like first statement, M1 exchange provides collateral based loans to MSMEs. So this statement is wrong because it doesn't provide any kind of loans to MSMEs. It will try to facilitate the invoices, and through that invoices some of the financiers will support the MSMEs. So it is like an online platform. So it doesn't provide any collateral loans to MSMEs. That is the reason first statement is wrong. M1 exchange facilitates the discounting of invoices and bills exchange for MSMEs. So this particular statement is considered to be correct. And M1 exchange functions as a credit rating agency for MSMEs. So here if you see the credit rating agency in the sense again it will be given by only specific agencies only, credit rating agencies. So here M1 exchange doesn't give any kind of rating for MSMEs. So that is the point you need to remember. It is not related to anything of credit rating. So that's why third statement is wrong. Only second statement is correct. In this case, answer is B. Okay. Next one. Next question is about fiscal policy. So here, which statements best describes the crowding out effect? So this one word they have been using in the fiscal policy, and even in the budget also many times it has been mentioned. So that's why it is given as a question. So statement is like, which of the following best describes the crowding out effect in the fiscal policy? So option A says that private investment rise due to increased government spending. Option B, government borrowing leads to higher interest rates and reduce private investment. Option C, rise in taxes leads to increased private sector investment. And option D, government spending has no impact on aggregate demand. So here, so we will try to understand what is considered to be called as a crowding out effect. Okay. So whenever there is a need for the expenditure, government borrows certain amount of money. So here government is borrowing money from the market, and that will be used for developmental activities. So in this context, so government try to increase the borrowings to finance the deficits. So why there is a fiscal deficit means there is a huge expenditure but there is no equivalent income. So in that case it will try to borrow even at the higher interest rates. So if government is borrowing more loans from the banks, automatically the private sector getting the loans from the banking sector will decline. So that is what is happening. So decline in the private investment because they are not able to get cheap loans. So that is one of the major problems faced by the private sector. So this mechanism is considered to be called as the crowding out effect. So in this crowding out effect, so what they are saying is like in the first statement. So first statement, if you see the crowding out effect, private investment raises, they are saying it doesn't rise, it will fall due to increase in the government spending. Okay. Next, option B says that government borrowing leads to higher interest rates, reduce private investment. So this statement is correct. So automatically other two statements are wrong. So here all the time you need to understand crowding out effect means the government is borrowing excessive from the market, and there is limited opportunities for the private sector. So that particular phenomenon is considered to be called as the crowding out effect. Okay. Next one. 60th question. It is related to the critical minerals. Okay. So this is also in the news most of the time. So that is the reason they have given as a question. So which of the following statements about the rare earth elements and critical minerals are correct? So here they have given 4 statements. Among them, which of the following statements are correct? So first statement says that modern technologies, AI, robotics, space exploration extensively use rare earth elements. Second one, China is the highest share in rare earth elements followed by India. That is the second statement. And third statement says that Government of India launched a National Critical Mineral Machine in 2025. And fourth statement says that rare earth elements are a set of 13 elements. So which of the following statements are correct? So if you see in the recent past, rare earth metals or elements are being used in different areas. So for example, from artificial intelligence, robotics, electric vehicles, defense, space sector, every strategic sector required rare earth elements. So that is why Government of India is also trying to bring one of the machine which is considered to be called as National Critical Machine, Mineral Machine in 2025. So because all the time India is dependent on China for its a particular rare earth metals or minerals, so which is helpful for the development of strategic sector. So it want to reduce the dependency on China. So government has come up with a national critical mineral mission. And at the same time, so if you see second statement, China leads the rare earth elements production. That is right. But India is not the second largest producer. Second largest producer is United States, Australia, Myanmar. After that, it is India. So that is the reason second statement is wrong. Fourth statement, if you see, rare earth elements consisting of 15 lanthanides, scandium, yttrium. It is not the 13. Okay, and at the same time, scandium, yttrium. So all put together, it is considered to be 17. It is not 13. So that is the reason fourth statement is incorrect. So on the whole, if you see 1 and 3 statements are correct and 2 and 4 statements are wrong, answer is A. Next one is economy insurance related question. So which statements on aviation sector insurance are correct? Okay, so aviation sector insurance are correct. So they have given 2 statements. Which of the following statements are correct? First statement says that aviation hull insurance covers physical aircraft including body, engine, onboard equipment. So that is the first statement. Second statement says that under Montreal Convention 1999, airlines are strictly liable to compensate any family or nominee of every deceased passenger without the family having to prove fault. So that's why here they have given 2 statements. Which of the following statements are correct? Option A, 1 only. Option B, 2 only. Option C, both 1 and 2. Option D, neither 1 and 2. So among them, so answer here is both 1 and 2. So we will try to understand. So with respect to the aviation protection, they have given various statements. So this was in the news because of Air India crash in Ahmedabad, Gujarat. So here what they are saying is aviation protection has 2 pillars they are saying. So one is with respect to the insurance protection to aircraft. So that is with respect to asset. Another one is with respect to the passenger. So law to protect the passengers because they are very innocent with respect to any type of crashes. So that's why they have to be safeguarded, and airlines and passengers has to be safeguarded. So this type of aviation protection has been introduced globally and which was implemented through Montreal Convention. So in this context, if you see first statement, air hull insurance coverage, physical damages or loss to any of the aircrafts with respect to the covers fuelage, engines, onboard equipment and any type of parts. So these particular things can get certain insurance coverage. So that is that reason first statement is correct. Second statement says that Montreal Convention. So this is considered to be one of the convention which was been signed, accepted by many countries in 1999. So in case of airline crashes, so here the passengers who are being died, so they need certain compensation. That specified limit of compensation should be following this Montreal Convention. So here both the statements are correct. So these are the particular statements which are in the news and asked as a question. So that is the point you need to remember. Next question is economic crowdfunding. So related to that, one question has been asked. Which of the following statements about crowdfunding are correct? So here they have given 2 statements again. So first one says that crowdfunding is the solicitation of a small amount of funds from multiple investors through web-based platform or social networking sites for specific project. So that is the first statement. Second statement is SMEs can raise funds at lower cost capital without undergoing rigorous procedures. So which of the following statements they are asking? They have given the 4 statements. If you see what is considered to be called as a crowdfunding. So crowdfunding is like, so there are many retail investors are there here. So all these retail investors are giving certain amount of money, okay, through online platform to any of the person or any of the projects. So that type of process we call it as a crowdfunding. So how this crowdfunding works in the sense, any type of project posted on online, many people can contribute a little amount of money through that online. So it is almost like mutual fund which was been operational some of the people who are with a small investment, they can invest in any of the larger particular companies. Similarly, you can fund any type of larger projects through online. So this is considered to be called as a crowdfunding process. So in current context, many companies are using this crowdfunding and generating the wealth and developing or executing the different types of projects. So because of which, so mobilization of small savings of the people will be easy. It supports the startups and SMEs. So that is one of the major objective. Innovation can be, entrepreneurship can be encouraged, and promotes financial inclusion, build community support and trust. So these are some of the advantages. So coming to the statements, so here first statement is correct because it explains about the basic meaning of crowdfunding. So that's why first statement is correct. Second statement is also correct because it is considered to be helping the SMEs. It is easier, low cost funding, fewer procedural limitations, and at the same time it is very easy compared to the traditional financing. If you go to the bank, many process has to be followed, but in case of crowdfunding, that can be avoided. You can raise the money easily. So that is the reason 1 and 2 statements are correct. Option C is the correct one. So next one, economy committees. Okay, so yeah, economy committees. So they have given, and so different types of committees are being appointed by the government time to time. So they have given 4 committees. Which of the following statements are correct? They are asking. So first statement says that R.N. Malhotra Committee, Insurance Sector Reform, IRDA. So this is first statement. And second one is L.C. Gupta Committee, so Roadmap for Derivative Trading, SEBI. Okay. Next, Urjit Patel Committee, Roadmap for reforming bank lending to the housing sector, RBI. And fourth one is Malegaon Committee, so Roadmap for microfinance sector reforms, RBI. So among these 4 particular statements, which of the following statements are correct? Option A, only 2. Option B, 2 and 3. Option C, 1, 3, 4. And option D, 2 and 4. So answer, if you see here, it is 2 and 4. Let us try to understand. So why 2 and 4 are correct? In the first statement, they say Malhotra Committee. So Malhotra Committee is related to insurance sector reforms, but they did not. They have been given certain recommendations for insurance sector, but here Malhotra Committee is been appointed, constituted in 1993 for insurance sector reforms, but IRDA has been created later in 1999. So that's why we cannot say that IRDA has been created only on the recommendations of the Malhotra Committee. So that is the basic point. That is the reason it is not correct. Next one is L.C. Gupta Committee. So SEBI has been established or created based on the recommendations of the Gupta Committee, L.C. Gupta Committee, and at the same time recommended a framework for derivative trading. So that's why the second statement is correct. And third statement, Urjit Patel Committee. So here, if you see, RBI is the regulatory authority which was been from the starting. It is not as per the Urjit Patel Committee, and to examine the banking sector is not correct. So here Urjit Patel Committee has been appointed in 2016 to say with respect to the Monetary Policy Committee. So that is the point, how to control the inflation. So these are the certain recommendations given by the Urjit Patel Committee, not related to housing sector or how the housing sector bank lending. So that's why the third statement is wrong. So Malegaon Committee, so RBI, and to examine the issues of microfinance sector. So this is correct because Malegaon Committee is appointed by RBI and to address the issues of microfinance sector. The answer over here is 2 and 4, and first and second, third statements are wrong. So that is the basic point you need to remember. Next, at the same time, NBFCs. So which statements of NBFCs in India are correct? So here they have given 4 statements related to NBFC. Which of the following statements are correct? So NBFCs cannot accept demand deposits. That is first statement. And second statement, all NBFCs operate in India have to be registered with RBI. Second statement. NBFCs form part of payment and settlement system, can issue checks drawn on themselves. And DICGC, deposit insurance, is not available to the depositors of deposit taking NBFCs. These are the 4 statements. So here options they have given is 1 and 4, 1, 2, 3, option B, option C 4 only, option D 2, 3, 4. So here, so if you see the answer is 1 and 4. So why it is 1 and 4 means, here you can see the first statements, NBFC cannot accept demand deposits like that of the savings or current account deposits. That is the reason it is correct. So because if you see, there is a difference with respect to the non-banking finance companies and the banks. So banks has every possibility. So it will provide demand deposits and current deposits, saving deposits to the customers. But in NBFCs, some of the functions are being restricted. So one of the function which is being restricted is they cannot accept the demand deposits. So that is the one of the basic feature of NBFC. Okay, and at the same time, second statement. So there are financial companies which is registered with RBI, which is registered with SEBI, IRDA and state government. So exclusively RBI is not correct. So that is the reason second statement is wrong. And third statement says that so NBFCs are part of payments and settlements, cannot issue checks drawn themselves. So here if you see, NBFCs are not part of the payments and settlements. So that is the reason third statement itself is wrong. And fourth statement, if you see, there is a deposit insurance by DICGC is available to the banker deposits, not to the NBFCs. So this is correct. So because the insurance for the deposits, so here they don't accept the demand deposits, and at the same time, so whatever the deposits, they don't have any kind of insurance availability under DICGC. So that is the one of the basic feature of NBFC. So that is the reason the 1 and 4 statements are correct. Okay, and here you need to understand is, if you know the basic features of NBFC, so you can answer this particular question. So answer is 1 and 4 are correct. So next one is like MPI. So multidimensional poverty index, they have given 3 statements. So we will try to understand what are those 3 statements. The first statement says that MPI is calculated using Alker-Foster methodology. That is first one, first statement. Second one, Niti Aayog's MPI has a total of 12 indicators, they are saying. So here Niti Aayog's multidimensional poverty index means National Multidimensional Poverty Index. Next, maternal health and bank account are common indicators in both Niti Aayog Multidimensional Poverty Index and UNDP Multidimensional Poverty Index. So here 3 statements are given. So which of the following statements are correct? Option A 1 and 2 only, option B 1, 2, 3, option C 1 and 3, option D 2 only. So if you see the answer is 1 and 2 only. So if you see, the first statement says that so multidimensional poverty index. So every country has poverty. So to understand the level of poverty in any of the country, so UNDP and other agencies has developed one of the index which is considered to be called as multidimensional poverty index. So this particular multidimensional poverty index is being based on the Alker-Foster methodology. So in this Alker-Foster methodology, they try to take the multiple dimensions and multiple indicators and identify the multidimensional poverty of the people. And so they try to understand what is a deprivation of intensity with respect to each parameter and calculate this the multidimensional poverty index. So here incidence and intensity are the 2 particular parameters are being considered with respect to the calculation of multidimensional poverty index. So this is a type of methodology which was being used. And how many particular parameters are being taken? So according to this particular multidimensional poverty index, according to UNDP means you can see here. So there are almost like 10 are there. So one is related to the health, second one is education, third one is living standards. In health, nutrition and child mortality is 2 parameters. Education, years of schooling, school attendance. And with respect to living standards, if you see cooking fuel, improved sanitation and safe drinking water, electricity, flooring, asset ownership, 10 indicators are there. So these particular 10 indicators are being based on the Alker-Foster methodology taken by the UNDP to calculate multidimensional poverty index. So that's the reason first statement is correct. Second statement says that so Niti Aayog National Multidimensional Poverty Index has almost like 12 indicators are there. So this is correct. Okay. So 12 indicators are there. So that is a correct one. So 12 indicators are there. So almost like with respect to National Multidimensional Poverty Index calculated by Niti Aayog has 3 dimensions. One is health, education and standard of living. In health, they are considering nutrition, child and adolescent mortality and maternal mortality, and education, years of schooling, school attendance, and standard of living, cooking fuel, sanitation, drinking water, electricity, housing, assets and bank account. So these are the 12 indicators. But UNDP Multidimensional Poverty Index has only 10 indicators. It does not include the maternal health and bank account. So if you see here, the third statement says that maternal health and bank account are common indicators of Niti Aayog Multidimensional Poverty Index and UNDP's Multidimensional Poverty Index, which is wrong. Okay, so that is the reason here the answer is 1 and 2 only. So these are some of the questions which are asked in UPSC CSE Prelims related to Indian economy. Okay, I hope you got the enough information regarding this particular economy related questions. So we will meet again and discuss rest of the subjects. Thank you.